Welcome to your transfer update on the Footy news. Hope you guys are well. Please don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already and subscribe if you are new. And let's kick this off with Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe, who needs no introduction. We all know the player he is, what he's achieved, but we also know his future has been all over the place in recent years, with Real Madrid having been heavily linked to him over the last couple of years. Pre-contract agreements here, pre-contract agreements there, and now it seems like Liverpool are starting to make some noises about Kylian Mbappe. What's triggered all of this off? Well, Kylian Mbappe is set to forego his 69 million bonus from PSG, which will make his exit a bit more amicable. And come this summer, will Liverpool have the kahunas to go for him? Now, this has all been triggered off by who? Kylian Mbappe's mum. In an interview a while back, Kylian Mbappe had been asked about links to Liverpool, and he said it's a team he loves and respects. Why? Because his mum supports them. And this has got the media into a frenzy. But when Jurgen Klopp himself was asked about it, he basically denied all of this because he basically said Liverpool can't afford the finances behind it or can't put a package. What he did say though is that maybe someone is going to surprise him in those hierarchy positions in Liverpool and give him a nice special present come the summer. But he says in 8 years of being at Liverpool, that has not happened. So why would it change now? Can Liverpool afford Mbappe? Is probably the question that is on everyone's mind right now. And the answer is technically yes. Why? Because Mbappe comes with a media hype train around him. Think of the amount of shirts that would be sold if number 7 was on the back of that Liverpool shirt at Anfield. Every kid and every adult probably would want to do that. And with Real Madrid now cooling off their interest in Mbappe, it will open and pave the door towards the Premier League. And it is a league that Mbappe would settle in very quickly. He is very fluent in English. He already scares most defenders. So why not test himself in the world's greatest league currently? But at the moment, if you were to put some money on it, you would say that his next move is looking more likely to be in the Premier League than to Madrid. But the only clubs that could afford him would be Liverpool, potentially Chelsea, depending on what they do with FFP, Man City, and maybe Manchester United if they can get their finances in order. So which club do you think Mbappe will end up at this summer? Or could he stay at PSG? Let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments down below. Alright, let's stick with PSG and talk about which Premier League player they have locked their targets in. And that comes from Newcastle and probably their best player in Bruno Guimarães. Bruno, who reportedly has a £100 million release clause built into his contract, who previously attracted interest from the likes of Barcelona, is now firmly being looked at from PSG. Now, Eddie Howe has been asked about this, and he says we don't want to lose our best players. You don't say, Eddie. You don't say. But will the draw of PSG be interesting enough for Bruno? Now, Newcastle are technically the richest club in the world. They could afford to maybe keep Bruno on, but are his ambitions now becoming higher than Newcastle, who are struggling to repeat what they did in the Premier League last season? And could this be a move that interests him, where he would get regular Champions League football, you're guaranteed French League title as well? Could he move? At the moment, this is all speculation, but we do know for sure there is a £100 million release clause, as I just mentioned. And Bruno is extremely talented. Some may argue wasted currently at the way Newcastle are playing with all their injuries this season. But I could see this one potentially coming off. Now, PSG are talking about doing this in January, so in this transfer window. It's not one they're looking to wait for until the summer. How would he fit into the team? Like an absolute glove for me. But Newcastle fans, how would you feel about losing your star midfielder over to France? Let me know in the comments down below. Over to Tottenham and talks of players moving out, and that is Eric Dier. and he's going to Bayern Munich apparently. Apparently they have come to an agreement with Dier in principle on personal terms. And Harry Kane apparently has had something to do with it as well. Spurs fans, how would you feel about Dier going to Bayern? It's just a weird one for me. Look, Dier is fluent in German. We already know that. He's been in Germany before, speaks it extremely fluently. But is he the player that Bayern need? Is he the player that could, hold them together in the Champions League, which is going to be one of their priorities this season? Now, the talks are, it's still not clear whether this would be a loan move or a permanent move. And Ange Postecoglou, when he was asked about it, didn't seem that fussed if Dier were to stay or go. He kind of said Dier is a, grown man and it's up to him and he will have a say in his own future, which clearly indicates to me that Postecoglou would be quite okay with him going. Dier is not a first team starter for Spurs, but has been utilised with their injury crisis this season. So Spurs fans, would you be willing to let Dier go? And how much do you think he's worth? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, we've got to talk about the state of VAR currently and the refereeing in the Premier League, as yet another controversial incident has hit our screens as Calvert-Lewin was sent off yesterday in the FA Cup match against Crystal Palace for a tackle that looked so weak and pathetic that when it went to the monitors, you even had the Everton players behind the ref looking and laughing, actually thinking, why are they even looking at this? And then, to everyone's bewilderment, a red card is produced. What is going on with the state of refereeing in this country at the moment? We saw a couple of weeks ago, my own team Nottingham Forest have Bolly sent off for a clean tackle. In fact, he got stamped on. And because it was a double yellow, he couldn't even appeal the suspension. We really need to get this stuff sorted. This could potentially cost teams money, could cost relegation in some instances. But what are they going to do about it? It's all very well Howard Redweb coming out every week and calling up the manager and apologizing to him for yet another screw up from him and his organization. But where is the accountability right now on these referees? Where's the punishment? The one who did it against us, Rob Jones, he was just pushed out to a fourth official the next week. How is that punishment? How is that punishment? Some say ship him down to the championship as punishment. Is that fair on the championship teams who would then be reffed by these substandard referees? What do you guys think is the way to fix this? Is VAR going OTT right now? Are they trying to stop more goals than allow? Are they looking to send players off? Or is there conspiracies that we don't know about behind all of this? But let me ask you guys this question. In your opinion, should Calvert-Lewin have been sent off yesterday? Was it even a yellow card? Some would argue, was it even a foul? Let me know in the comments down below. That brings you up to date with all your breaking latest transfer news from the Premier League as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed and we'll see you on the next video.